Welcome back to Therapist versus Life Coach. My name is Megan Gillman. I'm your life coach.
And I am Danielle Pereda, and I'm your therapist.
And as always, nothing we are saying here today is actual therapy, actual coaching, or even advice for you personally. This is a podcast. So
Yes.
take
Take
it with
everything we
several.
say, yeah, with a grain of salt.
Yes.
So, okay. And we are diving in.
Today, I want to talk about anxiety, especially in women, because it's 2026. And if you're a girly and you don't have anxiety, then I'm
What are you even doing if you don't have anxiety?
like, where did you put it if you don't have it?
My
Do you
pot,
not get your standard issue of anxiety?
like, it's with my pocket snack.
It's
Days of,
always with me.
yeah. I always have a pocket snack.
That's the thing I want to talk about today, and I would love to get your insight on is what is the appropriate amount of anxiety before you are diagnosed with an anxiety disorder? Because
That's a good question.
I know I am an anxious person.
Hmm.
Some people are morning people, and some people are night people, and some people are anxious people. Anxiety is just kind of my baseline feeling a lot of the times. It's something
Yeah.
I've worked on, but I know I have driving anxiety. I have anxiety about parking my car if I'm going to a place I've never been before. I have
Hmm.
anxiety about driving at night. I have anxiety about going into new situations with people I don't know. I have social anxiety. I have performance anxiety. I'm just anxious about all sorts of things. And I've never been diagnosed with anxiety. It's just a thing I live with.
Yeah.
And part of what I think about that is my anxiety has never been anyone else's problem. It's never been of a
Yeah.
magnitude that it interferes with me showing up the way I said I would for other people.
Okay.
And specifically in school and work situations, right? I think that's where it
Hmm.
kind of can get flagged. If you're calling out of work because you have
Yeah.
anxiety, or if you literally can't take your standardized test because of your anxiety, then you end up
Hmm.
having to get a diagnosis so you can get accommodations that are reasonable. And so for me in my brain, I've always been well, everyone is anxious. I think the way that bisexual people think well, everyone's gay, right?
Yeah.
Is this something that you have thought about? Because as a therapist, I am guessing you're a little bit more familiar with the scale of when would someone be diagnosable with anxiety versus when is someone just experiencing anxiety?
Yes. So all very good questions and examples. I would say how I always view anxiety being a problem is when it is impeding on daily life tasks and you being able to function and do things you like, hang out with people you like, and get tasks done that you know you need to be done. And it's not stopping you from doing those things. When that does start creeping in, and it sounds like it sounds like you would be able to be diagnosed with some sort of mild or moderate, generalized anxiety, because it doesn't seem like there's anything really specific. Like, it's not like you have agoraphobia where you can't leave your house. It just sounds like you have a lot of around driving, which is not shocking. A lot of people.
I think that it's dangerous. Driving is a dangerous activity.
Yes, and I think I should be more anxious about driving, but I'm always just so nonchalant. I'm, eating my breakfast, so, holding my container while I'm, driving, eating, at the same time. When I think of anxiety being a problem, it's when it is taking over parts of your life or your entire life, and you aren't functioning how you would like to function. The anxiety is taking over, you know? It's not you being able to be in control. Your anxiety is, and your worry and your fears are in the front seat, in the driver's seat. If
Mm.
anyone has seen Inside Out, I use Inside Out as an example for a lot of the kids I work with because it's a really easy way to say, hey, who is in the driver's seat? And it sounds like for you, in certain circumstances, anxiety is taking over that steering wheel a lot and or the controls or whatever in the little thing. But yeah, I mean, I also do have my DSM right next to me to actually like have the specific criteria to diagnose different anxiety disorders. So there is also that, but I like going by the fact that like if you can't function, there's a problem. Like if you can't
Yeah,
do daily tasks, there's a problem. Does that kind of answer your question?
it does. And I would say for me, it's not like I can't do the thing, it's just like as
Mhm.
I'm doing the thing, anxiety is not in the driver's seat, but she is in the passenger seat and she is like
Yeah.
constantly.
Like, oh, this could happen.
Yeah, does that
Yeah.
make sense? So it's like I have driving anxiety, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna go,
Yeah.
like, take a road trip, but I need to have, like, a podcast playing or I need to have an audiobook or something. Because if it's
Mhm.
quiet or if it's just music, then my anxiety can be yapping the whole time about, like, "Oh, like, what could go have you thought of everything? Have you triple
Mhm.
checked this? When's the last time you did get your oil checked?"
Oh my god, I need
All
to
those
do that.
things. Me too.
Needing my oil change so badly.
Me too. Yeah, and just in different situations, I guess. Like, we have a podcast, I'm talking, like, to you, but we're putting it on the internet in front of a whole bunch of
Yes.
people. Like, that's a thing that my anxiety does not like me to do,
Mhm.
but I'm doing it anyway. And
Even a
I just
year
have to, like.
ago, I couldn't have done this, I don't think.
Yeah, and so I guess that's the thing you said that always feels really, like, I guess, mushy for me is, like, is it stopping you from doing the things you wanna do and showing up the way you
Mhm.
wanna show up? Because I'm like, often, yes, because I imagine wanting to show up in a much more confident way, in a much more calm way, and
Yeah.
instead I show up kind of, like, frazzled and
Mhm.
activated in a lot
Yeah.
of situations where I'm just like, "Okay, so."
Sorry. To answer your question about, like, why isn't everyone scared of driving, I've thought about that with, like, other things where people ask me, like, "Why doesn't this scare other people?" And for me personally, I just don't think about like, I'm just like, I have to get to where I'm going, and like, there's always a risk. I've been in a couple bad accidents. One was my fault and one was not my fault, and it's scary. But some people, I think it's that voice in your head that's, like, coming in constantly, and I don't have that voice for certain things. I have that voice around a lot of food stuff. I have
Mhm.
that I have the eating disorder voice in my head all the time when it comes to food, or like just exercise or anything. So I have an anxiety voice as well, but she's not around all the time. But yeah, I think it's just that I don't have that voice in there specifically for driving. I don't know why, because I know that it is a big risk to drive. Especially as much as I drive around town for work, because I'm constantly driving to places for work. So, yeah, the fact that I'm not as scared is, like, kinda little
Yeah, I don't wanna make you scared of driving.
well, I feel like oh, I just got to the I was, like, looking for the page on generalized anxiety disorder. Hello, look at this gigantic book
Hi,
I have.
DSM.
My little tabs. Alright. Generalized anxiety disorder, if anyone wants to look up the diagnostic criteria, it is F41.1. And so it's excessive anxiety and worry occurring more days than not for at least 6 months.
Okay, so here's the thing, what is excessive? Because I feel like all of my anxiety is justified.
Okay.
I feel like it's normal, like,
Yeah.
anxious about, like, things I have been anxious about this week include, but are not limited to, having to drive my car when my car computer pops up the little, like, "Roads might be icy" warning. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
"I know the roads are icy, it's just a matter of if I'm gonna come across a patch of it, and if I do, I'm screwed." Driving
Mhm.
over a giant effing mountain that has a sign that says, "Fallen rock zone." What does that
That's
mean?
terrifying.
What does that mean? We just know that this is a place where rocks fall onto the road and we're all just okay with that. We just put up a sign. Like that's I feel like this is a bigger problem.
I
I have
hate that one. I don't like that one.
taking my kids skiing. I took my kids skiing for the first time and I'm like, this is supposed to be fun. And also like he could get really injured. So the whole time
Yeah.
I'm like, is he going to run into someone? Is he going to get hit by something else? Anxiety over Valentine's Day for Valentine's Day for my kids' school, making sure that we had a Valentine card for every single person in his class
Oh
and
my
his
god.
teachers. And what about his aftercare? Do we need Valentines for the aftercare kids too, or no? Um, and then my husband got me a Valentine's Day present, but we didn't talk about that. So then I had anxiety about not getting my husband a gift for Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
So it's just like, but all of these things, I'm like, these are yeah, I feel like I should be worried about these things, and also I'm like, worrying about these things takes up a lot of space in my brain that I would love to use for other shit,
Yes.
right? I have a friend who says she hasn't left her house for the most part. She's self-employed and she doesn't drive, so she doesn't leave her house a lot. It's not like she's just, like, closed the door and shut herself in,
Mhm.
but I brought her out to coffee last week, and she was like, "I haven't really left my house because I'm so freaked out, that, like, about just, like, icy. We're not in an area where they're doing, like, big raids or anything, but they're around,
Yeah.
and she's just
Same here.
nervous.
Yeah,
She's
they're
like, "I'm
around.
just freaked out about
Yeah.
going outside." Yeah, I'm
The
like,
fact that more people aren't worried about that also, like, it's like the car thing for you. It's like, why aren't more people, like,
yeah, I feel
worried
like and
about
every time
this?
I see an accident, I'm like or, you know, every time I see someone being pulled over for something, I'm, like, kind of peering around being like, "Is that an actual cop car? Is that, like, an actual cop? Does this
Yes.
person need help?" Like,
It's
it's
terrifying.
so I have this anxiety, I would say on like a loud it's not
It's not a
stopping
loud
me.
voice.
But it's there. It's like there all the time. It's not deafening. It's not to the point where like I'm not leaving my house or I'm not doing the things that I need to do, but it's always kind of with me.
Mhm.
And when the determining factor is like excessive, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like all of this is rational because like if my kid doesn't bring Valentine's Day for all the kids, but then someone else gives he's going to feel bad that he didn't have the right amount of Valentine's cards or like someone else's kid will feel bad. You know, if I might die on this fallen rock zone today. I
That
have to
one
drive
still,
through it anyway. I know. It's a mountain thing. I'm learning. Seen it a couple
yeah, I
times, but
don't
I
like it.
every time I see it, there's another thing, and this isn't near me, but I've been on road trips where we're coming down like a big steep grade,
Mhm.
and there'll be a sign that's like emergency truck pull off in like, you know, half a mile or something. And then off the side, you just see there's this like kind of exit ramp where it just goes like straight up the mountain. And I did a little looking into it, and that is for if the truck is out of control
Yeah, and they can't
going
stop.
down the mountain and they cannot stop or slow down. They're supposed to pull up and just kind of
Mhm.
crash in in this safe
Yeah.
space. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, trucking is such a dangerous job. Like, people don't realize how dangerous, like, trucking is, especially in any kind of mountain area, which is, like, a lot of the United States has a lot of mountains. Unless you're just doing, like, the southeast region, you're gonna have fucking mountains. You were asking before, like, what does excessive anxiety mean? Because and then you were, like, listing types of anxiety you felt were justified, that you've had. So, there's, like, different criteria. The first one was excessive anxiety and worry, so it's, like, past a normal amount would be, like in my head, I think of, like, you have test anxiety, and then it, like, goes away, you know?
Mhm.
But if you have something that's, like, lingering almost all the time, like, there's, like, a constant, like, fear feeling, fight or flight feeling in your body. So that's A. B, the individual finds it too difficult to control the worry. So there's, like, you can't talk yourself down. Like, it's really hard to talk yourself down. C, the anxiety or worry are associated with 3 or more of the following symptoms: restlessness or feeling keyed up or on edge, being easily fatigued, difficulty concentrating or mind going blank, irritability, muscle tension, and sleep disturbance. So, like, any kind of insomnia. I mean, there are other criteria, but I feel like those ones are, like, a good bit to talk about.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's a lot to go into it.
Yeah, that sounds I like the idea of, like, the physical symptoms of, like,
Oh,
this is
yeah,
something that you can watch for.
there's always gonna be a physical symptom with all this stuff. Because I mean, anxiety, it's just a word, it's just a construct, you know? They just had to give it a name, when in reality, like, all the stuff that we experience is all gonna be physical at some point. We can
Mm,
name it, and I think people take that, like, naming it for granted. It's like, no, it's more serious than that. Like, there are physical symptoms. There's a whole hormone that's released when you're stressed and anxious. That's your cortisol. So if your cortisol is really high, it's going to affect you being able to lose weight, you being able to like sleep well. And there's so much that goes into it that people don't realize. I know that was a lot to just drop.
no, like, that's I wanted to sit with that for a minute because that
Yeah.
is yeah, it really impacts everything, and I think that so many of us are operating on, like, a cortisol imbalance
Oh, yeah.
most of the time, right?
Mhm.
Because we and maybe this isn't everyone, but I in my coaching practice, I work a lot with really perfectionistic people or like people pleasers or, kind of overthinkers. And so there's high stakes attributed to basically everything where
Mhm.
that's not necessarily realistic. Like, the ding goes off in your work email and your boss is like, hey, we need to talk today.
Anyone
Right?
saying those words to me, I'm like, "Someone's dying. I'm getting fired. They're breaking up with me." Yeah.
Yeah, and the person who's saying the words are like, "I just wanna put it on your schedule. We need to talk today because I need, like, some
Yeah,
coverage this weekend," or something. It's
literally so
not,
chill, and I'm like
"That's it. This is the
like,
end."
yeah.
Uh, we kind of joke, I think, millennials will kind of joke about, like, the phone ringing versus, like, getting a text message and how it makes us, like, a little anxious.
Alert? Oh, so the phone ringing doesn't well, actually, I don't ever have my ringer on, so I don't know. I don't. So,
You're
what I was
protecting yourself from the
yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah, what I was thinking is that someone knocking at the door. I hate
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'm like, "Don't come near the house at all. I don't care if you're delivering a package. You ring my doorbell, I am hiding." I, like, drop behind the counter. I'm like, "No one can see me." So that's the one that I know that I do
Mhm.
currently is that.
So, like, why are we like this? But it's, because it is kind of low stakes. Someone's at your door and it's like, oh, you can look and be like, no, thanks.
Mhm.
Or I guess you could open the door. It could be someone you actually want to talk to. But everything just feels like really, really big, I think.
Yeah.
I have clients too who will feel a lot of stress and anxiety over how other people perceive them. What if I do it wrong? What if I come off too harsh? What if I like so when we attach high stakes and to things that aren't really high stakes, like these aren't life or death, they aren't even really they're not even like well-being versus not well-being. It's just sort of like,
Yeah. The
they're
doorbell, I
they're
feel like I don't know, that one makes me feel like someone's, like, about to break in the house.
Okay, if someone was about to break into the house, Danielle,
They
why
ring
would they ring the doorbell first?
That is a good question, and, yeah, you're my therapist now. 'Cause, like, I would ask the same question, I'm like, "What's the worst case scenario of someone, like, ringing the doorbell that's actually ringing it, they're not, like, breaking in?"
Yeah,
And I
they're
I ask those questions all the time, but then I panic and I'm like, "No."
no, and I do think that we have watched a lot of I don't know if they're, like, Lifetime original movies, but, like, movies and
I think
shows
it is
kind of
Lifetime.
meant to scare us,
Oh my
like,
gosh, yes.
where
Especially women.
yeah, I remember learning pretty early, like, okay, if someone comes to the door and says they're here to, like, repair something, like,
Mhm.
figure out where they're from, call their
Yeah.
place before you let them in, like, make sure they're even if they're in a uniform,
Mhm.
you have to double check everything.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of us were just sort of brought up to think that there are just people out there who like to go around randomly murdering people in their houses.
Yeah. Well, also, there was a
Statistically, less likely than we
Yeah.
were informed.
Well, there was a spike in serial killers. Let's see. Spike in murders and serial killing in US. Because I know there was a time where like it like skyrocketed, and I think that's when all the like what's it called? Like the home alarm systems and stuff like that started becoming
Hmm.
more of something that people would like buy into because of yeah, so it says the golden age of serial killing, with over 200 active serial killers in the 1980s alone. And were you also you're born in the 90s,
I
correct?
was born very tail end of the '80s, so I'm an '88 baby.
Okay, okay. So I was born in 95, so we're still very close. So yeah, we both grew up with all this shit going on because it was 1970s between 1970s and 1990s was like the peak. And it says till present also, but like that was like the peak was that time frame so far
Yeah.
because it went from 100 the number of victims from serial killers dropped from 189 in 1987 to 30 in 2015.
Okay, so we're probably fine if someone rings our doorbell.
Yeah, but I can see why all of the like if someone knocks at the door, if they offer you something, if they're trying to be nice, like you don't know because that is a very high number for serial killings and the active serial killer number. And that's not even counting the people that went back and
We're
forth.
on hiatus. Isn't here the number of active serial killers isn't even counting the people who are, like, on a break.
Yeah, on a break or like, but yeah, because they some of them do take long breaks. I mean, BTK took decades long breaks because he had a daughter. But then there's also the serial killers that went to like Canada and like back and forth from Canada. So it's like we don't even know those numbers.
My gosh.
Yeah, so it's
Okay,
like
a
it
whole new
says
thing to be
this, but
anxious
I feel
about.
like it's more because of the continent we're on, you know, because we just
Yeah,
don't.
so that we have a lot of people.
Yeah, 'cause we have a north border, we have a south border. We don't like
Uh,
so just some fun facts about serial killing. Yay. But yeah, so I think that's why the millennial generation
yeah, we just kind of
so
came off our parents came off of that, like, pulp horror kind of like the
yeah.
1970s, 19 satanic panic and serial
Mhm.
killer craze. And I think
Yeah.
our generation, we really grew up with it. Like it was everywhere like, oh, you could get kidnapped,
Mhm.
stranger danger,
Yeah,
like
that's when all
don't
that
take
stuff started.
yeah, and
Yeah, and
it
then
was
cell
just
phones
part of
became
our
a
growing
thing.
up. All right. I think it is about time for us to switch over to our internet question of the day.
Oh, so, do you want a choice? Oh, no, you don't like choices.
No, I make a lot of them already. I'd rather not
Okay.
make any more.
Okay. So this one is from r/advice, and it is called well, the title is called "Dealing with Being an Ugly Woman." So I know, sad.
It's so hard.
It's sad because she's probably not ugly. Also, she says, "Hello, 24-year-old woman here." She's 24. And feel like I have missed out on many opportunities because of my looks for my whole life. Whenever I saw a cute guy I wanted to approach, I didn't because I knew I would be rejected from the beginning. Whenever I was talking to a male friend, I never had high hopes. Sometimes I feel like I'm too scared to do anything because how can I? How can I act like a proper person when I'm below average looking? Why would anyone listen to me? Why would anyone ever see me? Why would I even try if I have no hopes of getting married and having a family of my own one day? My parents love me for sure, but their love is instinctual. They wouldn't if they were strangers. And maybe deep down they despise me because of my looks.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I wasn't always like that maybe, but as the years passed, my hope just went down and down. I mean, 24 years old and never been in a relationship, never had the chance to feel loved, being afraid to know love, knowing it will be platonic or end in heartbreak. I don't want to say appearance is everything, but life is 80% about the way we look. Pretty privilege is damn real, and if you are under average, sometimes people may not see you as a human at all, just an obstacle, something unimportant. I felt that feeling for my whole life even when I was a little kid. People cared more for the cute kids and not the ones like me. There's no way to avoid this reality. I just have to accept and live my life accordingly and be grateful for what I have. But I don't know where or how to begin. Any perspective would really help.
Wow. Oh, I hate
Would you like
this because how many people probably feel the same way?
Yeah, and thankfully there's no downvotes on this one. It's only upvotes, and there's over 1,000 comments and over 1,000 upvotes. So,
It makes
top
me
comment.
so angry and sad that I'm almost wondering if this is a real person or if this is just like engagement bait.
No, the writing had a lot of typos, so I don't think it's if it is rage bait, they, like, typed it badly, and 'cause when I think of rage bait or something fake, I'm like, they use AI, and AI doesn't make grammar mistakes like this or, like, punctuation mistakes like they've had in
Mm.
theirs that I read, yeah. Um, hope it's fake, though. 'Cause it's really sad. Okay, so top comment, "You're probably not as ugly as you think, but it really doesn't matter. Plenty of ugly women are happily married. Yeah, it's easier to be pretty to a point, though from what I've seen, super hot women have a difficult time of it. It's easiest to be cute or somewhat, but not amazingly hot, but what you lack in your looks, you can make up for in charm and style. I'm
Okay,
ugly."
I don't know if I like that comment either.
I know, this one is like this commenter goes on to say, "I'm ugly, but have never had a problem attracting male attention. I am like a pug, hideous and gross, but the people who are into me are really into me," really in all caps. "I'm not
I
for
was
all
thinking
tastes."
of that.
Yeah, "I'm not for all tastes. I'm for the niche market. You are as well. Find your niche market." Okay, I like the way it ended.
But I was thinking, I was like, especially in the part where she was talking about how even as a kid, people pay more attention to the cute kids. And I was just thinking of little kids I know who are like so weird looking that I like cannot stop paying attention to them. I just love them so much. And they're
Mhm.
like small dogs. I love a small weird looking dog.
Same.
An Alphin Pinscher. Have you seen an Alphin Pinscher?
I have
They
not.
look they look like little Ewoks, and their teeth all come out, and they're so cute because 'cause they're so ugly, and you just wanna squish them.
Yeah,
But I don't know, I think a really
I
this is
know, that
probably
one's
not what she's looking for, but, like, sometimes if you're really ugly, I think that's so fucking cute.
yeah, I mean, if she thinks she's ugly and, like, it's a fact for her, it's like, well, just embrace it. At this point, it's like, let's embrace what we have because
Mhm.
or you don't even have to embrace it, just be neutral. That's one thing
Yes.
that I've really tried to change is, like, not having the toxic body positivity, where it's like, "Oh, I love how I look." You don't have to love it all the time.
You just have to not care about it so much.
Exactly, you can feel neutral or just, like, content with knowing that you're still a good person, like, your looks are not gonna define how people remember you. Like
Yeah.
but it sounds like her main focus is, like, "I haven't dated. I want a relationship. I'm 24." And, I mean, I know someone personally that they didn't have an actual, like, committed relationship until their late 20s. I mean, they might have had hookups and stuff or, like, gone on a date,
Mhm.
but, like, not a relationship until late 20s, and that wasn't even because of looks, it was just they didn't wanna date. So, like, if she's actively trying, the OP, the original poster is actually trying, like, I don't see how there's not gonna be someone that's like, "Damn, I want a piece of that," you
No,
know?
I can see it though, because if your level of confidence is that low,
Mhm.
and I do wanna point
That
out that,
alone will drive people away.
I can't trust that this person is in any way unattractive just based on her perception of herself because it is so common
Oh,
for
yeah.
completely average and even above average looking women. And like what even is average looking? Like that's made up.
It's also so Eurocentric.
It is Eurocentric. It's a product of white supremacy. It's also,
Patriarchal.
yeah, patriarchal. And it changes like decade to decade. It changes like month to month. If what you're looking at in terms of like these people are beautiful are like people who are in magazines or in movies, just remember that
Mhm.
even like the women in movies who are the ugly fat friend are still freaking gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
our perception is really skewed a lot of the time. And I don't even think that there is an I mean, like we don't or we shouldn't rank humans based on their prettiness or their level of
No,
like attractiveness
definitely not.
to the prevailing like basically to the patriarchy,
Yeah.
right? Because who decides? Who decides what is the most attractive at any given time? It's like the men in power,
Mhm.
the ones who own the magazines and own the film companies and want to get laid by trying to say that they're hiring Victoria's Secret models or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a real thing. And it's just so common for women to have a really skewed self-concept of their looks because they're just told that they're not good enough unless they look like Margot Robbie, right?
Yeah.
Is she I mean, like, she's Barbie, right? So, like, that's a pretty obvious one to compare to.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think so, like, this woman might be gorgeous and still feel this way.
I felt this way so a lot before, but mostly, like, I wouldn't say looks wise, it's mostly, like, weight wise.
Well,
Like, I
that's,
just
I think, part of it for a lot of people.
yeah, I feel yeah, that's why I'm like, it's in a similar realm because it has to do with, like, your body image or how you perceive yourself, but
So I think body neutrality is an important thing to work towards for
I wrote about it in
most
my
humans.
blog because it's so important to, like, know that it's okay that you don't have to be like, "I love how I look all the time." And if I'm not positive, that's bad
Yeah,
because I
that's
hate
also
that.
not good.
It makes me wanna vomit. So,
Yeah, you don't have to feel good about how you look all the time or ever.
yeah, just
But also that one commenter is right, like, uggos get laid too.
I
Like,
I have
it's
a friend that she will not date guys that aren't what she says they're medium ugly. That's, like, her type. She doesn't date guys that are, like,
Mhm.
not what she deems medium ugly. Like,
I
everyone
really
has
like I know, everyone has a type, everyone has, like, something that is gonna feel, like, comfortable for them.
mhm,
And if you are constantly in your head about like, I'm not good enough, I'm never gonna get someone, I'm not pretty enough, I don't deserve to have but when you're like super stuck in that kind of low energy, I hate that, but like that low frequency. You know, when
yeah,
people talk about frequencies, low vibrations. But if you feel like you don't deserve, you're gonna act more often as if you don't deserve it. And people can feel
yeah.
your energy sometimes. People can feel confidence. I would say a great movie for this is oh gosh, what was that one with Amy Schumer? That she fell off the
Ye
Peloton bike and just thought she was like fucking hot.
I can't
And
remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. Wait, I
and
can look
she,
it
like,
up.
goes in to girls' night with her friends and is like, "No, no, no, guys, don't freak out. It's me. It's me. I'm just hot now." But they all see her exactly
And
but
it
because she feels hot now, her behavior changes, her
yeah,
self-confidence spikes, and the way she carries herself changes,
mhm.
and
It's
I
called
don't
I
think
Feel
it's
Pretty.
I feel pretty that movie is so good. I really love that movie.
It's I mean, but it just goes to show that, like, your confidence is like, is I love a confident person. Like, any guy that I've gone out with, when they have really good confidence, it does wonders for their looks. Like, I don't like, I might go in thinking, like, "Oh, they're, like, okay, or they're really hot, or they're not really hot," but if their confidence if they're really hot and their confidence is down here 'Cause I've had that happen and I'm like, "I am icked out."
Yeah.
I don't care that you have all of the muscles all toned and everything and you're really strong. You also, like, you lack so much because you're not confident at all and you keep saying you're ugly. Like
Yeah, I think I'm looking for like a an equation of like if you're super hot, I want you to be a little bit less confident than you could be based on your looks.
mhm.
Not like a lot. I don't want you to have like self-esteem issues,
Yeah.
but if you're super
Like a little
if you're like
humble.
Chris Hemsworth, I don't want you to know you're Chris Hemsworth, right? But like
Yeah.
if you're medium ugly but you have the confidence of Chris Hemsworth, then like I'm on board.
Yeah. I feel like with Chris Hemsworth, it would be like being humble about your looks
Yeah.
and like your status. And then, like you said, the medium ugly, like have that confidence. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
about
like,
embracing the fact that you are worthy and you do deserve happiness and love and all the good things that everyone else deserves, not based on your looks, just because you're here.
yeah.
You're a person in the world and you deserve that. And it
Mhm.
has nothing to do with how you look. And also, I think it's about having fun with how you look and
Yes.
finding something you can enjoy about the way you express
Yeah.
yourself, whether that's like a fun graphic tee or treating yourself in a way that feels good.
Mhm. Yeah. Fun makeup, fun outfits, fun hairstyles. Like, there's just so many ways that you can decorate your avatar of life.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
Decorate your avatar cool.
yes, like, we all have so many options, like, make your avatar look awesome. That's why when people say, like, "Why did you get tattoos?" I'm like, "'Cause it's my fucking body and it's my avatar."
Okay. I have one more thing to say about our Reddit question.
Okay.
And this is like a little bit of a this is like my witchy life coach version of it. But I do think that sometimes people cast like an invisibility spell on themselves.
Yeah.
And I think this
I
is a
love that
real
idea.
thing that happens by wanting no one to pay attention to you, by being afraid that people are going to look at you and reject you, by being afraid that people
Mhm.
are going to look at you and judge you. You can make yourself a little bit more invisible, a little bit less likely for people to notice you, to perceive you, to approach you. You kind of put up
Mhm.
this energy field that says, stay away.
Yeah.
And so this often can happen unconsciously when you're in a place of really low self confidence or self esteem. It also
Mhm.
happens, I think, once again, I'm not a therapist. I'm not qualified to say this, but I think it happens to a lot of people who are the victims of abuse, especially sexual abuse,
Oh, yeah.
that they end up for at least a time putting up this kind of like, don't look at me, don't perceive me kind of energetic field,
Mhm.
and you can start to work to take that down. But until you feel safe being perceived and safe being like, having people come up to you and experience who you actually are without that shield up. Yeah, sometimes it's there for a reason. Even if you're like, I really want to have a relationship, you might not actually feel safe being in a relationship yet. And so you still have your
Yeah.
shield up.
Yeah, no, I really like that, and I would like to dive in more to, like, the spooky spiritual side of things. Like, next time we can do more of that, because
Girl
I
Scouts and
love
spooky spiritualism.
yes, I love, like, the spooky stuff. I listen to a lot of, like, different ghost, like, paranormal podcasts about that kind of thing, but that's the only, like, knowledge I have of it, and I know that you are actually part of a coven,
Yep, I'm an
which is so
actual legit
cool.
witch. That
Yeah.
sounds so funny to say, but yeah. Yeah, I love to talk about that stuff, and it's something that I think if you're open to it, it does link up a lot. I mean, a lot of like magic and witchcraft is kind of like spicy psychology. A lot of, a spell and an
Yeah.
affirmation are the same thing. The main difference is like, did you also light a candle and like sprinkle some herbs around, or did you
Yeah.
just say it in front of your mirror? Right. But both, it's
Save 3
all these
times.
things you can do. Say it 3 times
And
in the
sit in a
front of your
circle.
mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even so, like, what's the difference really between that and, like, the power pose, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
all
know I'm, like,
these things that
cringing
we
right
can
now.
do that subconsciously change our energy and the way we perceive ourselves and what we think is possible in our
Mm.
world. And so it is very, I think it's very linked to like therapy and coaching because
That's
all
so
of that is changing. Like, what do you think is possible? What do you think you deserve? What do you think you can actually have? And I think that might be a little bit of what this original
true.
poster is feeling of like, I'm not gonna I'm
Yeah.
never gonna get what I want. I can't get what I want. And maybe, but if Donald Trump can get married 3 fricking times, then obviously looks doesn't have much to do with it.
That is so funny, and yes. Before we hop off, I think it would be fun if we did, like, because I know you do, like, Magic Mondays. I think we should do, like, a
Mhm.
Witchy Wednesday.
Ooh. Okay, what do you have in mind?
I don't know. Well, okay, maybe we can learn, like, how to do something that's, like,
Okay.
witchy. Because I feel like I want to dip my toe. 'Cause I really like the idea of it of, like, witchcraft and psychology being linked, and I'm very
Me
intrigued by
too.
that thought because I never thought of it that way, but when you said it, I'm like, "Oh my god, it's literally like, witches were the original psychologists with, like, maybe not thinking in the same way, but
No, but you wouldn't have gone to a psychologist in like
yeah, but the
1500.
processes are so similar."
You would have just gone to the weird old woman out in the woods and been
Mhm,
like, I can't leave the house, like agoraphobia. You're like, "I
mhm.
can't leave the house," and they wouldn't have diagnosed you with anxiety disorder. They'd be like, "Alright, let's go to the witch."
Yeah, that's so interesting. I had never thought about it like that. But yeah, so I feel like that would be a fun thing to do.
Okay.
Like all of us together, we can all participate.
My gosh. Okay, yes, we'll do Witchy Wednesday next
Yeah.
time. But I can give you one today. This is one that I worked on with a client earlier, and it's an invisibility spell, one you do on
Ooh.
purpose, and this is an energetic invisibility spell, so this is when
Mhm.
you are maybe, like, going out into a big group of people, like, say you're going out to, like, a protest or a concert, or even just like a class, or you're going to work and the people you work with are like fucking nuts. And you don't
Mhm.
want their energy to touch your energy, right? You don't want to get swept up in the chaos and the drama. So, what you do is you imagine as you're going into this space that you're putting a big invisible cloak around you, or you can
Mhm.
imagine it's a hoodie if that's more
Yeah.
comfortable. You put it on and you zip it up, and you just tell yourself that while this is on, no one else is gonna perceive your energy, and you're not gonna receive anyone else's energy.
I like
So it's
that.
like a little energetic invisibility cloak that you can wear
Yeah.
into places that feel a little bit too energetically loud or chaotic.
Mhm.
So really, really good,
I
because I know
yeah.
you go into school sometimes. Schools
Yeah.
are like chaotic energy fields.
I feel like I do that with, Costco with my headphones. Like, I'll put
Mhm,
on my headphones, I'm like, "We're not accepting anything from anyone in here today except for the cash register and, like, the things I need to buy. Don't talk to me, don't look at me.
mhm.
Go away."
Yeah, you can do it in Costco, you can do it in, like, a mall, you could do it at a concert, you could do it in your Uber if you
Oh my god,
really
Uber
don't want your
drivers.
Uber driver to talk.
Ugh,
So that's something that you can practice, and, I'll come up with another one for next week for
fun.
Witchy Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want, and if you're listening to this and you're like, "What is Magical Mondays?" It's an email that I send out at the beginning of every week. I draw a tarot card or an oracle card, and I interpret it, and then I give, like, practical magical guidance for how you can bring that into your week, and so it's a great way to, like, plan your week, not just around like what's on your calendar, but also around like what is the energy that you want to bring
Mhm.
into the week and how do you cultivate that. So it's
Nice.
fun. It's free to subscribe to. If you're into that, I'll put the link in the show notes.
Awesome. Yay. Well, thank you for being our magical witch of the day and every day
You're
on this podcast.
very welcome.
Yay! That was so awesome. I loved the
Mm,
invisibility thing.
It's a
Invisibility,
good
not
invisibility cloak, whatever you want to call
cloak.
it.
Yes. I was like, what was the word she used? Okay, awesome.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's see you guys next Wednesday.
Yes. Bye.